Remember the pear roasted garlic preserves that we made? I've made them twice. You roast the pears and the garlic and get all that gooey caramelized goodness off of them, and then you make them into preserve, like a jam. We liked it so much that we made several batches, but the last time we used it as a base for pizza. I don't know if any of you know, but my husband makes the most amazing pizza from scratch, grinding his own the wheat berries for the dough and everything, and it is just delicious. And I tend to like the different types of pizzas. He always makes a pepperoni pizza for everybody in the house because, you know, that's just a pizza. I like the weird pizzas, like the pear and arugula and all that kind of stuff on it. And let's find a different sauce. Like Costco has that pineapple habanero sauce that's amazing as a base for pizza. Well, the other day he looked at me and he says, "Why don't we do the pear garlic preserves that you did as a sauce?" Oh, it's delicious. So delicious. We're talking so delicious that the other day he looks at me and he goes, "I wonder if you replace the apples for the pears, what that would taste like on a pizza." So I feel like that's a challenge and I need to take him up on that. So I started doing research. What's the acidity level of apples? What to compare to the acidity level of pears? And I found a fun fact. Pears range from 3.5 to 4.6 and apples are 3.5. So our acidity level should not be a problem. And then I started looking through the recipe and I see no reason why we cannot create our own recipe using an apple garlic preserve. So let's get to it. The original recipe came out of this book, but we're making our own now, you know, because we still have apples. Boy, do we still have apples. I'm literally pawning them off. The poor UPS guy. I know why he drops the packages and runs, because I keep passing out apples like zucchini. So let's start working with apples and seeing how many we need to roast to get this going. I have 4 garlic cloves. They weigh 7 ounces, so get close to that. I'm going to cut the tops off of them and then wrap them in foil, and they're going on the tray. Apparently I had 5 heads of garlic. I'm just lining them up right there on the back of my cookie sheet. Now we're going to cut some apples. I just finished another bucket of apples. It's time to celebrate. 4 pounds of apples. We're going to roughly chop them. We're going to put them on the cookie sheet. So you're going to want to lightly spray your cookie sheets and place your apple wedges skin side down. I just quartered them, like literally. Nothing special. You're just going to bake them into a little caramely goodness. Put them in a preheated 400-degree oven, and we'll get back and check on them in a minute. 20 minutes. We're going to come back and check them and sprinkle them with some sugar. We're just going to take a 1/4 cup of sugar after the 20 minutes that they've been in. It's 25 minutes, and we're going to sprinkle them with a light dusting of sugar. Don't worry about it. It's just a 1/4 cup. It's going to be dispersed over a lot of pints. My house smells amazing. There you go, and put them back in for 15 more minutes. We're almost there. Get your pot ready and put in 1/2 cup of water. Put it on the stove. We're going to be placing the apples in here when they come. In the meantime, pre-measure a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar and set that aside. And 4 tablespoons of the Ball Classic Pectin. This stuff right here, not the low sugar one, the classic one. In a separate container, add 1/2 teaspoon of canning salt and black pepper. We're just getting everything prepared. Go rob some thyme from your garden and pull off the leaves and put them in your salt and pepper. You're going to need 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of this. This is where you take the caramely goodness and the apples and you put them inside the pan. You're going to keep doing this for the other pan too. You got to kind of work fast because the caramel stuff at the bottom likes to harden up pretty quick. Any juices that are left on the pan, make sure they get into your pot. If your apples are really dry at the end and you think it needs to be a little bit more watery, because sometimes it can get really stiff, Just add a little bit of water to it. The garlic still isn't done. Put it back in the oven until it gets nice and squishy. Take a potato masher and mash them all up, mixing in that water that you already put in, and just get it all nice and mashed. Oh my gosh, it's looking amazing. I didn't peel these, so the skins are still on them. When the garlic is nice and squishy, we're gonna squish it all into here. That's it. Wait for it to cool a little bit because it's kind of hot. Okay, now that we have the garlic in there, we're gonna mash it in with all of the apples. And incorporate it. And then we're going to add the vinegar, the pectin, the salt, pepper, and thyme. It's looking so good. Now this is the time where we add 1 cup of sugar. That's it. So it's got 1.25 cups of sugar, way better than the 7 cups that a normal jam has. And on the burner to bring to a boil. At this point, we're supposed to cook it to a gelling stage, but it is really thick that once it comes to a boil, it's not going to take very long for it. So just as I thought, it did not take very long, just a few minutes. Now we're going to ladle them into the jars, hot sterilized jars, 1/4-inch headspace. And then I got a little surprise for you. Okay, we have a 1/4-inch headspace. Now we're going to cap them and we're going to put them in the water bath canner and process them. Oh, I'm so excited. Time to have some fun because I created this recipe using some time-tested methods, but tweaked it a little bit. So now we need to check and see the pH. I think we're fine. Yeah, I think we're fine. We are at a 3.34. 3.3. I'm good with that. It smells delicious. And it tastes amazing. It would make a great salad dressing for a Waldorf salad. Yeah. There you go. Apples, garlic, roasted preserves. Processed for 10 minutes in the water bath canner. Now you know what I know. The time has come. It looks like all 6 have sealed. We're gonna wash them and that will pretty much tell us if they really did seal. I do have questions on this one because it did have some leakage through it, so we'll see. Usually that's a sign that it didn't seal all the way. Here we go. Warm up the water and let's soak up that rag. Now, when I made the pear roasted garlic, it ended up being 97 cents a jar. But I paid the pears at a good sale at a grocery store, so that was probably the majority of the cost of that. So when I made this, because I got the garlic at a really good bulk price, and I didn't have to pay for the apples, it's 33 cents a jar. I got 6 jars out of it, and I was instructed to make more. So, oh joy, guess what I get to do in a couple days? Make more. It's okay. It's another way to use my apples. Do I like it? Yes. What would I use it for? I'd use it in the same way I would use the pear. You barely can tell the difference. The pear is a little sweeter, but this one is just as good. I put it like as a salad dressing, mix it with olive oil, and use it over lettuce and make a salad, a chicken Waldorf salad. I just see walnuts with this too. I'd put it as a base for pizza. Really good for 33 cents a jar. Now you know what I know. Don't forget to label. Oh, bummer. They all sealed. Do you notice I only used 1 ball lid for this? Oh, so sad.